Okay, Shalom, Shalom, Kwam Yasha'Allah, Koholoyim La, Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Kahakodash, double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, and that by the Spirit taught us His beautiful truth. And just want to say Tawada to all the H.I.M and Akwaf that's out here sincerely keeping the laws, the statutes, and commandments of Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai to the best of their ability. This is Shachanan Nawak, just coming at you with another quick lesson, praying that it's edifying by the Spirit. Okay, so this is an article in PBS. Trump administration launches campaign to isolate the ICC. So, the ICC is one of those, international courts that basically been calling what America and Israel have been doing, in all these different war situations, war crimes, and, just pretty much calling them out for being damn criminals. But of course, this is how far a criminal will go, when they have the power to actually keep their crimes under the radar, so to speak, because these people have been calling them out for quite some time. But it says the State Department is pursuing travel bans, visa revocation, and expanded sanctions against Hague-based tribunal personnel. The Trump administration on Monday launched a sweeping effort to isolate the International Criminal Court, framing the tribunal as a threat to U.S. sovereignty, according to Reuters. See, and they don't want to admit to the crimes that they have actually done. And then you got this situation with a lot of these countries coming together, and 123 countries actually said that the worst atrocity on the planet was the transatlantic slave trade. Then you had 53, I think, countries that abstained from answering. And you had 3 countries that actually said no, it wasn't. And that was America, Argentina, and Israel, which Argentina is no different than, it's pretty much a takeover of Israel as well. A bunch of small tops over there. So, in the second bullet point on here, and that particular story is in Reuters right there, that first bullet point I just read. It says, second bullet point, the campaign escalates months of pressure, including an executive order, sanctions on multiple ICC judges. So they force you to to stop talking. And, there's scriptures on that. Those that rebuke up in the gate, but that's mainly going into the Israelites. So they're getting rid of freedom of speech, or they're getting rid of anybody that talks down on America, or especially Israel. Really, it's about Israel. We already know what it's really about. This is not, because they don't respect that court anyway. It's not like that court can hand down a law and there's police officers that's going to pop up or show up, and get to arresting people. But as you can see, these Americans, they do have that power to actually sanction your ass, freeze your bank account. So America, doing the bidding of Israel, a lot of criminal shit is just being shown, man. This man, 2 Thessalonians 2:3, it talks about how, the man of sin, the son of perdition, has to be revealed before the coming of the Lord. And he's being revealed. And one of the ways that he's being revealed is through a lot of these alternative news stations and things of that nature. And, this International Criminal Court, they've been blasting them for quite some time. And he seemed to be, they're reputable people. They went to school. They got degrees. They know the law. They can read through the paragraphs of section this, section that, and say that was a war crime. But these Americans, of course, they just, out of control, man, with their, they've taken their power to a whole nother level, so to speak. Well, really, it's the Lord. It's really Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Because he's raising them up like how he raised up Pharaoh to basically show his power, to bring his name, that great fame in the planet, man. This new destruction of modern day or spiritual Egypt is going to be super great, man. Everybody is going to, the whole planet is going to see the destruction of America, man, in that 1 hour that it's going to take to do it. And it's going to amaze a lot of people. That's according to Revelation 18. So he's really He's just building up the tab. His tab is pretty much about full. You know, happy hour is about close. You know how those bars, they'll tell you, last call, last call. You know, haven't been to a bar or a club in a long time, but damn, they got this bitch blocked off. But they will say last call. Oh shit. Last call, you know what I'm saying? You have an opportunity to get your last drink. Or you gotta get out of the way. You can't have this driveway blocked off, man. But they'll say last call. Let's see what's going on with her ass. I'm at the plantation, y'all, so it's a lot going on here. But yeah, you know how they'll say last call. You know, you got an opportunity to get your last drinks before this bitch closed down. You know, generally that's about 15 minutes before they close. It used to be like that with every place I've ever gone to, and that's America. You know, America is falling, man. This place is through. Esau sitting there looking doofy as hell. But yeah, man. Hey, Esau, the microscope is on Esau, man, and his skirt is being lifted up. And that shameful spewing is on his glory. All this shit they running around throughout the earth doing, people are starting to catch on. Like, hey, hold on, man. I just done a lesson on the drop and the way that the world feels about America. You know, you had these people come here for the World Cup, and they was all making these TikToks and all this other shit about how they like the ranch. You know what I'm saying? And they French fries and shit or whatever the hell. Going to some of these restaurants and stuff like that. And a lot of these businesses, they were glad to get that business anyway because tourism is down in America. Nobody's coming here no more like that because we're right on the border of Canada. Nobody's coming here, man. Canadians used to make up a huge lump of tourism here. They spent a lot of money, man, because we're right on the border. You know what I'm saying? I can, from my house, I can be in Canada within 30 minutes, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? You take the bridge and you take the tunnel, and a lot of tourism went on. But since Trump came in trying to make Canada the 51st state, putting all them damn tariffs out there, trying to take over Greenland, trying to take over these different places, so the way that the world looks at America now is like you're a bunch of damn bullies, and nobody wants to deal with you. And when they say America like that, they're really talking about you so-called white people, you Edomites. Because us so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, us Israelites, we don't have anything to do with this place other than just being slaves here. That's it. Nothing. We don't make no decisions. We don't make no laws. This is your kingdom. And we're, just waiting on this shit to go out like how it's supposed to go out prophetically. Let me see something here. Again, yeah, but damn, go off on me. It's lock. Okay, bet it's still going. It's a lock here, y'all. Probably have to pause for a hot little sec. I'm looking for something. I'm at the plantation. But yeah, Esau shit is done, man. There's a lot going on in the world, man. This dude, he's trying to block professionals. They know what you've done. The footage is out there. The images are out there. The data is out there. It's not like these people are making these decisions. And these are Edomites that's making these decisions overall. But you do have, when it comes to the international court, you have a blend of all different nations there. You know what I'm saying? So it's not just so-called white people, but it's these so-called white people though that's making decisions on these Americans, man. You're looking bad on the world stage, man. You're doing too much. You out here doing fucking everything. Straight up. So again, 2 Thessalonians 2:3, it comes to mind because this man of sin, the son of perdition, must be revealed, and it's going into division. Because you got these other so-called European countries, they're acting as if they're so righteous for telling on these people when you're a part of the same nation of people. You're not getting away with this shit because that was America, that was that continent, that was their government. No, that your whole government overall, it's on all you you Edomites. No matter where you are, you're all criminals. The Lord is putting the scope on all you countries, because you are all criminals, and especially for what you've done to the children of Israel, man. Damn, I can't even see this shit from here. So like, give me a moment here. Yeah, the Lord finds you all guilty as a nation of people, man. You Russians, you Ukrainians, you Germans, whatever you're calling yourself, you're actually Edomites. You come from Abraham, Isaac, and Esau. Edom is another name for Esau, which means red, and you're not white people. You're red in skin color, man. You're not running around looking like a glass of milk, which you fool the world into believing. And so again, with this international court, the Edomites that's thinking that they're doing a good service, because it's really infighting. That's that separation. That Matthew 12 and 25. It's that separation of you Edomites. The Lord he's separating you. He has caused division amongst you. There's infighting amongst you. And that scripture says that a nation can't stand if they're divided in that way, roughly paraphrasing. So Esau is really just, he's getting what he's getting that pounding from Yahweh Bashim Yahushai just before his fall. Because the ultimate fall is all you Edomites are going into slavery, man. You're not going to be able to sanction the Lord. You're not going to have no power to shut the Lord down or shut the Lord up. And when it comes to the men of the Lord, that's why we're to stand strong on this work and continue to stay on Esau's ass. You know what I'm saying? Because he wants to shut these people up. You can internet, and now if it's favoring America or Israel, or you can say all you want. You can do all the international court shit you want. If they were saying that Palestine, and all these different places were committing genocide and committing these war crimes, Israel and America will be all for it. See, they will be all for it. And what's going to happen is they're basically just going to keep on sanctioning these people, fucking with their money, fucking with their livelihoods, until they stop talking about Israel and America, basically. And then they might cut your bank accounts back on so you can afford to live. You know what I'm saying? That's how Esau gets down. That's how we know that when that market of Beauty and the Beast comes along, that's how they're going to get down on the people. They've actually perfected cancel culture as of yet. See, cancel culture is out here, and they perfected it so far. They know, okay, well, if you don't shut the fuck up, we'll just cut your shit off. We'll cut your money off. We'll cut off your way of living. We'll make sure that you can't afford rent. We'll make sure that you can't afford food. And then people get to thinking about their families. Well, and then they shut the fuck up. They shut the fuck up. And it's like, even with us doing these videos, if you notice, we use certain code words and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? Small hats, small tops, or we may say a different word for a different, for whatever situation. And that's because, Esau, he's out here with the algorithms. So he's already working a work where you can't say certain things. And I was just watching Euro News yesterday. I think it was Euro News that I saw the article on. And over in Britain, over the course of the next 3 years, they are spending $335 million for the safety of Israel over there, the Israeli communities that's in Britain. And but what about the other citizens? You're putting the British citizens' money towards extra protection for these people, and it's favoritism, basically. What about the other? You have laws in place for if someone does something. or if somebody offends somebody, or break into a property, or the law should go towards everybody. But they're spending an extra $335 million. So even all these countries got to deal with, even America. There's laws about if you talk about Israel, or if you do certain, if you got a podcast, you're saying certain things, they're gonna shut you down. They got laws on the books where they're gonna start rolling up on people and arresting your ass. They already have stuff like that in certain countries. They can roll up, tapping your door. They know your IP address. You're saying certain things about Israel. They're gonna come and arrest you, man. Throw your ass in wherever and hold you indefinitely. So it's all really boiling down to Amos 8 and 11 as well. The famine of the word. I'm kind of just looking for something. I'm just driving around this lot at the plantation, so Salakia, y'all. But yeah, man. They that's what they're coming with. It's really coming with the I'll shut you the fuck up. When they get to talking about sanctions, you know what I'm saying? They get to talking about sanctioning you. They're cutting into your money. They're cutting into your funds. And that's the reason why you got the, the creation of like these BRICS nations. BRICS, they're all these countries coming together and getting together and using their own currency amongst each other to bypass the sanctions, or America weaponizing the dollar, because that's how they get you. So it says 3 ICC judges sued the administration over sanctions in late June, and the court has said the penalties amount to interference with judicial independence. Yeah, they don't care though. Here you go, your land of the free, home of the brave. They care so much about justice. And these people are a bunch of fucking hypocrites. The Lord hates hypocrites. And again, this is what happens when you have someone in power, man. You know what I'm saying? And you can clearly see that's why we can easily go to Job 9 and 24. The scripture talks about the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Only the wicked, the people that's controlling the earth, can actually control shit like this. We're talking about a motherfucker sitting in an office somewhere here in the Americas can make a decision and say, hey, we're going to cut off your money, no matter where you are in the world. That ought to let you know right there who's in control and who's running shit, man. So you can't get around that, man. These people are in control and they're running shit. It just is what it is, man. So I'm pretty much about end out there. Like I said, I'm at the plantation. I was just kind of doing something for another little Jake that work here, trying to help him out real fast. So yeah, man. Hey, this is beautiful right here though, because Esau is being exposed. He's being exposed, man, for being the murderer that he is, for being the rapist that he is. These Epstein files on his ass. This man is clearly being exposed. It's a beautiful thing. All praises to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, man. So we're praying for more tokens and more of this man being revealed. And he's going to come down with great wrath, because he know that he has but a short time. Because see, all that bullshit, he can't fool the people no more. Nobody's going for his bullshit no more. It's like Toto in the Wizard of Oz. They pull that curtain back, and everybody can really see who's behind the curtain and see who's pulling the strings, and it's Esau. It's him, man. He can't hide anymore. There's nothing he can do anymore to get around the fact that people see him now. His skirt is being lifted up. It's embarrassing. That shameful spewing is on his glory, and that goes to, what he's done. All the way from all these slave themes are coming up. Everybody is on TikTok pointing him out for all the treachery that he's done. And see, you got these older baby boomers. They don't give a fuck, you know what I'm saying? Because they proud of their hate. They're proud of the shit that they've done to you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. And some of this younger generation too. But you have a lot of the younger generation, they like, man, I didn't sign up for that. I don't want to be seen as being this vicious villain in the planet. I don't, I like basketball, I like football, I like niggas, I like rap music. Look, I got a playlist I play every day when I'm working out. That's how Esau is looking right now, so because that shameful spewing is on their glory. And you got a lot of these older ones, like Trump's age, they'll double down on the bullshit. With these new, I seen a video with the elder yesterday where this lady, she was like, I hate being an Edomite. She was just basically, I hate being white. But she is not fucking white. You know what I'm saying? But she said she hate being white. Because she was going into some of the history and she was telling some truths. She could have been an Israelite though. But she was telling some truths about how the so-called white man gets down, their treachery, being careful of being around them. She actually said that if she saw a little so-called black boy, right, about to get into a car with 3 so-called white boys, she said she would basically call him to the side and say, hey, I think I know your mom, just to get his attention so she can let him know, hey, look, don't get in the car with them guys, you may not make it back. They might do something to you. She actually said that shit. She says, I'm embarrassed to be a so-called white person. I was like, well, hey, it is what it is. Esau, his own tongue is falling upon him. The whole thing. And it is what it is, man. It's not looking well for Esau, man. It's not going well for this man. So, I'm going to end out there, man. This is beautiful. This is beautiful. Because the international court, criminal court, this is one of your, this is some Edomite shit, really, though. Again, you have other, races of people there, so to speak, but the Edomites came up with this shit. So why aren't you honoring this international court? You putting sanction on the judges? So that lets you know right there who's in power. Oh, we don't like your judgment. We don't like what you said. we gonna cut your bank account off. So this man is being exposed, man. So continue on praying, for the downfall of Esau Edom's kingdom, man, because it's going out with a big bang, man. Beautiful. With that, Kwame Sha'Allah and a Baba Ball.